Apparently Mr. Tom Newman of Newman Brothers Motor Service was very keen to be the first to arrive in Nelson by air. He was first with coaches, first to have to employ service cars, petrol-driven service cars, and he wanted to be the first to arrive in Nelson by air. He had already made an attempt with Captain Hawker of the Canterbury Aviation Company, Christchurch, and had been unsuccessful. The first I knew of it was when a phone call came to a house where I was flying from, just by the bowling green at Lyle Bay. It was really the football ground. Could I take Mr. Newman to Nelson? I said, yes, I would. By the way, I doubt whether there's many machines could get in and out of modern machines today, such as Tiger Moths, although they're not modern, but whether they could get in and out of this Lyle Bay football ground. That's just by the side of Rongotai College. However, now the Avro 504K, which I was flying at the time, was a three-seater aircraft converted by Mount Cook Motor Company at Timaru to carry 2 passengers. She could get in and out of there quite well. On this particular morning, it wasn't very good weather, a bit overcast, and Mr. Newman arrived at this landing ground. We won't call it an aerodrome by any means. And I didn't like the look of the weather for a start, so we postponed it till about 10 o'clock. Then it broke a little, and away we went.
Would this be the first crossing of Cook Strait too?
No, this would be about the 4th. But this is the first aircraft to Nelson. On board I had 100 Dominion newspapers and some screw picks to hold the aeroplane down, Mr. Newman and my assistant, a young man called Ranish. We took off and I crossed the straits at 2,000 feet. Wasn't very happy about it, but couldn't get any higher, because once you get into cloud in those days, that's especially approaching a rugged coast like the north of the South Islands, you just don't do those sort of things.
It's a dicey sort of a business.
Yes, that's dicey. The range of this aircraft was about 2 hours and a quarter. She used about 9 gallons of petrol an hour and 2 gallons of oil. She ran on pure castor oil, and it was very heavy on oil. It only went through the engine once, then out into the air, and it seeped through cowls and got over everything.
You were getting oil all over you on the flight.
Never needed any medicine or anything. No.
Did you have any navigational aids, Mr. Fowler?
Well, Bob, they were a bit crude, and a compass and a cross level. That's about all, and generally a school atlas or something of that, and that's what I had this day, just a small map. And when we got to
French Pass?
The French Pass, just after passing that, I said to Mr. Newman, any idea where we are? He hadn't got a clue. Then a few minutes later, flying down the bay, we picked up Nelson. Nelson hides in a little between the hills, and it's rather hard to see from a distance, especially if it's at a height of about 2,500, which we were. I was very anxious at this time because fuel was running low, and circling over the post office, the motor stopped, and I was out of gas, or out of petrol. But the Avro carried a 4-gallon tank on the top wing, which was fed to the motor by gravity, which the engine would just run at low revs, but it would run and keep you in the air. If you know Nelson well, Bob, those mud flats behind the boulder bank looked very inviting to land on, and I headed for those, but Mr. Newman, terribly perturbed, he said, don't go down there for goodness sake, he said, that's all mud. So we pushed on, and I landed right in front of the Stoke Hotel, side to wind, and got away with it, with about a gallon in the gravity tank left.
How much did you start off with? How much petrol?
About 18 gallons, 20 gallon.
So you were actually flying for about 2 hours?
Yes, about 2 hours and a quarter, 2 hours 20.
Well, you didn't leave yourself much spare in case the
No.
wind changed and started to blow you back the other way.
See, we had no means of wind velocities those days. We just had to take a chance on it. There was nobody to tell us the speed of the wind at 2,000, 4,000 those days. You just had to do the best you could.
Did you have any other anxious moments on the craft apart from that running out of gas towards the end?
Oh no, it was a pretty reliable engine, such as it was. We had to overhaul it every 25 hours, air hours, of course.
Were the craft very comfortable?
Yes, good stable old machine. All well, not bad.
Were you equipped for any emergencies in case you happened to have the misfortune of coming down in the channel?
I was, but my passengers were not. They didn't seem to worry about that, though. We didn't have parachutes or anything like that. I had a flying coat I had it lined with kapok, which will keep you afloat for some hours. That's all.
Were the Nelson people there expecting you?
Yes, great excitement.
And you had a big crowd there?
Oh, marvellous. I've never had such a reception in all my life. They came at Stoke. There was just a stream of people. It's the first time they'd ever seen an aircraft, most of them. It was the first time the Dominion was ever sold the day it was printed in Nelson. I forget what they were brought, somewhere about 3 and 6pence each, souvenirs.
Did you take any other passengers up during the time that you were at Nelson?
Nelson was one of the best passenger places I ever flew in New Zealand. I was there for something like 6-7 weeks, and we used to take as much as 120 pounds in an afternoon at £1 a time flying.
Well, quite a
Pound for
venture.
10 minutes. Oh, yes.
Of course, people seeing their first aircraft probably, and then having their flight in the first aircraft, so you were kept fairly busy at that time.
Oh, yes. Once you get somebody in the air to break the ice, the rest will follow like sheep through a race in those days.
And everything went well with the aircraft in those flights?
Yes, I never had much trouble.